Montag is a fireman and his job is to burn books. His uniform bore a symbol of a salamander and the number 451, the temperature at which papers catch fire. Montag left the fire station and walked down the nighttime street to the subway. He came across a young woman named Clarisse McCLELLAN. Clarisse was strange in Montag's eyes because she seemed to notice and think about things. Clarisse was actually Montag's neighbor, and she loved watching people. Clarisse noticed the salamander symbol on Montag's arm, but she wasn't afraid because Montag wasn't a scary fireman. He was different from the others. Don't you ever read any of the books you burn? Of course not. That's against the law. It's a great job. Monday I burn Edna Millay, Wednesday Walt Whitman, Friday William Faulkner. Reduce the books to ashes and then burn the ashes. That's our official slogan. Clarisse then asked, "It's true that firefighters use it to extinguish fires?" Montag said, "No, that's absurd. Houses have always been fireproof." Clarisse realized that Montag never stopped to think before answering. Clarisse also asked Montag absurd questions such as, "Are you happy?" "Happy? What do you mean?" When Montag arrived home, he saw Mildred, his wife, like a dead woman, with shells in her ears, radios firmly adjusted, and an electronic ocean of sound. Every night was like this. She also took sleeping pills. That night she had taken 30 capsules. Two doctors came who were merely machine operators. They dealt with about 10 similar cases every night. They gave Mildred a blood transfusion, who looked as dead as a statue. They drained all her contaminated blood and replaced it with fresh blood. They finished their mechanical work, charged for the service, and left. Mildred couldn't remember anything the other day. She always watched her television and interactive programs, the big screens, like everyone else. The people on the big screens were considered her family. Montag went to the fire station once again and, as usual, encountered the mechanical dog. The dog growled at Montag and seemed to want to attack him. Montag found this strange, as the dog was trained to destroy suspicious people. The fire chief Beatty found this fact very intriguing and became pensive. Why does the mechanical dog have a problem with Montag? Montag wanted to respond to a call involving a woman who had hidden books. They broke down the front door and grabbed the woman, even though she was not trying to escape. They slapped her face. "Where are the books? We received a report from your neighbor. They must be in the attic." The fireman found hundreds of books. The woman did not seem repentant. The books began to be peeled up by the fireman to be burned. They threw the books on top of her. Montag stood still, but then hid a book in his uniform. The woman positioned herself in front of the books. She stood motionless. They shouted, "Step back, don't be foolish." The woman did not retreat. They poured kerosene on the books as always. Betty warned, "Get off that terrible Tower of Babel. The people on those books never existed." "You will never have my books," she said.